Hello, hello, hello. All the people out there in here, all around. I am Dignity Coach MarieYolaine, and I want to welcome you to our first Money Talks Live Focus Fireside Chat. So, why are we here? We are here because a month ago, I launched the 4 keys to master your money without a budget you hate. And man, I thought I was just going to come in and share some stuff and help a few people, but truth be told, folks is going through stuff as it relates to the current climate, having to do with their finances. And it is time to deal with that. And some folks have heeded that call to deal with their finances. So I have been helping people do that. So as I said before, I am Coach MarieYolaine, and I help men and women, professionals, entrepreneurs, side hustlers, business owners reclaim dignity in their finances by teaching them how to design the life that they deserve, to create the income streams that they desire, and to become the impact that they were born for. This is the Focus Fire life. If you want that life, then you are in the right place, because we are about to have a real life conversation with one of the folks who attended the workshop. So Carl is somebody I actually know. And let me tell you this before he comes on, so he'll be laughing backstage right now. So if someone had told me while I was doing my promotions for the June workshop, who is not going to register? Carl. Who is going to register, but he ain't coming? Carl. Who going to register, come, but then he going to leave early? Carl. Who going to register, come, maybe not leave early, but not talk? Maybe even not even have his camera on? Carl. So I was going to bet the house, my car, these earrings, I was going to say this watch, this ring, I was going to put it all on the table, just spin it. And I would have walked home butt naked and homeless, because I was going to be wrong. Because Carl not only showed up, not only stayed and blew up the whole workshop, but asked really poignant questions. And the more I talked to him, the more I realized that other people needed to hear from him as well. So join me in welcoming to the stage, Mr. Carl Haywood.
Thank you. I always mess up the pronunciation of your name.
You see, he's coming in hot already.
It's MarieYolaine, right?
There we go.
Okay, I was practicing in my head.
Dude, very good. And it came out of your mouth like that. Carl, thank you for being here today. I am so excited to talk to you, because I'm going to tell you a couple of things. One of the things that when I was putting this whole workshop together, folks were like, say it's for women, say it's for women. And I pushed back to say, I want to say men and women, right? And they were like, why? Women going to come. I said, the men ain't going to come. I said, I don't think that men are not going to come. I think that nobody asked them. And I'm going to ask them. I'm going to ask them to come. That's number one. Number two, men have a hard job, because if you are a father, a grandfather, or in a relationship where you're married, traditionally you're supposed to be the breadwinner, or you're supposed to be the one that knows everything. You're supposed to know how to fix everything. If stuff breaks, change tires in cars, fix leaks, do all the things, right? But the question is, who's supporting y'all? Who's helping y'all? Who is giving you all the information that you need? Because in truth, not every man got that memo or the DVD or the MP4 or the MP3 about finances. So I am so glad that you are here, because you are like my avatar. You're the person. Like, I love men. I don't understand y'all like at all, but I do love y'all. You laughing because you know it's true. So, Carl, why did you even take the workshop? That's what I want to know.
So I took the workshop. It was interesting. I saw the announcement or the blast on Facebook, and I think I clicked I'm going, and you hit me up and said, I see you're going, but you're not registered. And I was like, send me the registration. And I registered right away. And the reason is that very recently I've been trying to figure out, I need to fix my finances. This financial state that I'm in, I've been getting on a regular basis phone calls and letters in the mail for debt consolidation loans. And something kept me from doing it because it just didn't feel right. And the workshop, just talking about fixing your finances, I was like, hey, I need to try this and see where it goes. And it led me to where I am. And I would have never dreamed that it was exactly what I needed. It was exactly what I needed. I am a director of operations for a solar company. I build really, really large solar farms. I make a very, very good salary. I never knew where my money was. I never had any money in the bank. I had a lot of credit cards. Sometimes I would bring them down, but then they would be back up again, and I couldn't even tell you how. I like to shop, and I would just buy things randomly. And I would also randomly put X amount on a credit card here, or like, oh, that one looks like it needs to come down. Let me bring this one down, and then get excited because it was down and buy some more stuff. So it was a cycle that I didn't even know that I was in. But I just knew I needed to do something, and it was time. And this has been going on for quite some time. So during the workshop, one of the things that struck me was, we did these questionnaires, and I was like, that's me. I do look at my bank account balance every morning, but I was just looking at it, and I was just looking at it to see how much money did I not have to spend. And it may sound strange, but that's what it seemed. That's what I know now.
Right. That was your mindset. Like,
right.
This is what I have. And since I probably have bills coming, I'm just checking to see if I have money in the bank and see how much money I have. And no, don't spend that because there's bills coming.
But in spite of the fact that the bills were coming, and I had a spreadsheet with the balances of my credit cards, which I hadn't touched since October. I had no idea what was going on.
So what did you find most valuable coming into the workshop with what you said? I'm making good money. I don't know where it's going. Check my bank account, but not for any real reason. And then I have the spreadsheets. So when you took the workshop, what did you find most valuable?
It wasn't just one thing. One thing that sticks out in my mind is that you said, if you're going to spend money on yourself, then you have to have ROI, return on investment. And that struck me because that's part of my job. I do budgets on my job. I have to keep projects at budget or under budget so that my company gets return on their investment. So it hit home with me that I do that on the job, but I'm not doing that on my personal life. Then it was another part where, are you afraid to look at your finances? And I was afraid to say yes to that. And another thing I discovered, so I may be going back and forth. I discovered since this month that I pay bills out of one account, and my direct deposit goes in another account, and then there's a savings. And I was just moving money around all the time. Okay. And I stopped doing that. The money is there. And it was kind of like this charade to keep me believing that I had money. I don't even know why I was doing it. I think it felt like I was boosting my savings, but then I would move the money back to the account that the bills need to come out of. I wasn't paying attention to the due dates, so I would still get overdraft fees in spite of the fact that I had the money.
So then this is a mindset issue we're talking about right now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So this isn't, I don't have any money. This is, as you said, I'm playing mind games with myself.
Definitely.
Right? So since we're on that in our minds, you did the exercise of your first money memory. Would you mind sharing?
Whew. That was a tough one. When I was a kid, and till this day, my dad is still alive. He does not spend money. He just won't spend money. And I remember hearing my dad complain to my mother. He didn't know I heard about buying Christmas gifts, about buying birthday gifts. Like, why are you spending money like that? And I didn't even know that I took that with me. I remember when I got my first, a couple of things. 6th grade, Playboys were out. 6th grade graduation, the Playboys cost $14.95. I do remember these numbers.
And for those of us who are just shy of 19, Playboys are what exactly?
They were a shoe with some rubber on the bottom. They were a shoe in the hood. I grew up in Brooklyn, so they were a shoe. And my dad went to Tom McCann and he bought the fake Playboys, and I got laughed at. They called them Playjoys. Yeah, they did.
Wow.
I didn't even know that bothered me like that. So I bought my first pair of Pro-Keds when I had my first summer job. And then I remember buying a pair of blue Florsheim shoes for $40. And my father had a fit. And, looking back on it, I am a shoe nut. I don't know if that's where it came from, but I do know that my family calls me the guy that likes expensive stuff. I'm the guy. Oh, your brother likes expensive things. And I don't mind. I have the money to buy the things, but I was not caring for my money at all. Randomly spending money, randomly buying things. Again, bills paid, no lights turned off.
Right.
But I still don't have any money. I'm not broke.
No money management. You have money, but you are not managing it. Right? Okay. Also, you said something interesting. You said when you were talking about your dad, first thing you said was he does not like to spend money. But you're known as the one who likes to spend money.
Yes.
So what you saw definitely impacted how you view money and how you engage with it. So you went in the other direction, right?
Opposite.
Right? You went complete opposite direction of, I see that, I like that, I'm gonna get it. And that everybody has their thing, right? I had a slightly unhealthy relationship with a shoe store with 3 letters that I would go by the DSW shoe warehouse, and it was hard to just keep going. I would say I'm going to stop. Then I will make a U-turn at the light. Then I would say like, okay, I'm going to go in, but I'm just going to look. I'm not going to buy anything. Then I would go in and then I would look and I would say, I'm going to try just a couple on because it's the spring sale. So I'm just going to go ahead and try a couple. And then that became like 16 pairs or something. Then I would say, okay, I'm only going to get like 2, maybe 3, 4 tops. 10 pairs later, I would tell myself, they were on sale. And then it was plus the what is it, birthday bonus or whatever the heck was going on. So I would convince myself of all of this. So I remember when we were talking, you had your shoe stack behind you, and you were like, "Yeah, that's my stack.
That's
right
part of
there.
the collection.
That's part of the collection, right?" So I know that you said that there were multiple things. So clearly the money memory, clearly going into the money trauma quiz. Were you even aware that you had money trauma before
No,
you took the quiz?
absolutely not. Had no idea. I didn't even know if there was something wrong. I didn't even know. I knew I needed to do something. Had absolutely no idea what it was. Like I said, probably past 6-9 months, I've been getting on a regular basis phone calls. Oh, we're looking at your account. And you qualify for a consolidation loan and multiple letters. And I'm shy against sales gimmicks,
Right.
and it just sounded too gimmicky. All right, my credit score sucks. And you're going to give me this amount of money to get me out of debt. I didn't realize that if I had done that, it would have been the same cycle. I didn't realize. All I knew was that, no, I'm not going to do that. I don't know what to do. But when I was in the workshop, I'm like, this is exactly what I need. Where do I sign up? So when it got to the point of, signing up to pay for it,
for the boot camp, you mean? For the boot camp, you mean?
For the boot camp, I initially was like, oh, I don't have the money. And instantly I was like, you would spend that same amount of money on a pair of shoes in a heartbeat and be smiling looking at the shoes. And what rang again was return on investment. If you spend this money, you're going to be all right. And I can tell you now, even at the time that I signed up for the boot camp, I had no idea how much it was going to do me good. I had no idea. I had no idea. My mindset is different. I discovered what it was really interesting. I'm going to use the word discovered that I had 16 credit cards, in spite of the fact that I knew that I had 16 credit cards. I didn't.
Explain on that. Open that up a little bit more.
So I had all of these credit cards, and I didn't even know what the balances were when they were in my wallet, right? Like I said, I did have a spreadsheet at one point in time, and I had the dates and I had the balances. But it had no program. And I would randomly go, well, that one is kind of high, so I'm gonna hit that one with a lot more money than I normally would. And I would randomly, like in the middle of the month, make a payment, absolutely randomly. But since the boot camp, because I have it in front of me and I look at it every single day, I first discovered that I have 16 credit cards. I also then discovered what every balance was. Then the sum at the bottom kind of floored me.
Is that the first time you saw? Is that the first time you've seen it?
Yes, the total.
Meaning, so you've listed all of the credit cards, you've listed what the balances are, and then what you pay each month, and you saw the total.
No, I saw the total of my debt.
I
wasn't even looking.
Not even what you paid every month. You're talking about like, I have this card, this card, this card.
Yes.
This card is 5,000. This is 10, and then you added all of it together,
all the way down. And I was like, "Whoa!"
Okay,
but I wasn't down about it because, again, in the bootcamp, you gave us a program. You gave us a program, your debt-free sheet, and when I filled it out, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, if I pay this amount every month and I can't afford to, this one will be zero by this date. This one will be zero. And then I could take that money that I was paying on those and flip it and pay on the other ones and bring my debt down. And don't use them randomly. I had no reason to use them. I have the money. But I would use a credit card instead of my debit card to keep some money.
Correct. And this is the thing you said earlier, right? So you're moving money around. So that when you think about it now, it's like, why didn't I just use the debit card, right? So in my mind, I'm keeping $100 in the bank, but I just spent $100 on the credit card. So aren't I going to still take the money out the bank to pay the $100?
But I wouldn't.
Oh.
So one of the keys that, again, I knew this, but you brought it to the front of my mind. Credit cards pay the balance off every month that's the way you're supposed to use them.
That is correct.
So I would lie to myself and spend the money and be like, yeah, I'm going to make a payment, and did it. But so in fact, today, I have a drone and I had to get a subscribe for an app.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my credit cards is saved in something. And I just clicked because my credit card was saved. I paid the subscription with that card. And an hour later, made the payment on my credit card. I would have never, ever done that before.
Wow.
Never, ever done that. So now the balance is still the same. I spent the money out of the money that I have, not going to get charged more interest, and I can stay on the debt-free program because the balance is the same. And when I make the payment that I'm supposed to make at the end of the month or whenever it's due,
mm-hmm.
The balance will come down like it's supposed to. Never, ever would have done that before. Wow. Another thing I discovered with the credit cards was probably for the last 3-4 months, because I had all of the credit cards in my wallet, it was too big. They couldn't fit. And I thought I needed a new wallet. I did. And I kept saying, and what's crazy is that I said I needed a new wallet, but in the back of my mind, I probably knew I didn't need a new wallet because I have a wallet. So I was going to get a new wallet and I don't know what I was going to do with it. So like last week, after looking at my sheets and my credit cards, I took all of the credit cards out of the wallet and I put them on my shelf and I put my wallet back in my pocket. And I have my debit card and 2 other cards in my pocket. And I know what the balance is on both of those cards. So if I do use them, because there's no reason for me to use them. Exactly. I have the money.
Exactly. I was looking for the text you sent me because I wanted to say it so that it's on record. You said, "Good morning. I now have 2 credit cards in my wallet and it's flat." I thought that I needed a new wallet because it was overflowing. Nope. I needed a new outlook.
That's right. That is 100% correct. And that is what I needed. So something was nagging at me. That's why I stopped carrying the wallet, because somewhere or something, it was bothering me and I didn't know what to do about it. Now I know what to do about it. I had an interview for a job that I got another interview. I had an interview last week in person.
Mm-hmm.
Needed a jacket. Went to the store. Actually had a number in my mind because I never have a budget. And the jacket cost more than I thought it was going to cost. But your words rang in my ears. This is an investment in Carl. Return on investment. Come in there with this jacket on, looking like you need to look, hit that interview, and you'll get that money back. Threefold. So, because my mindset was different, is different, it just didn't feel the same way anymore. Hard to describe, Because at first I was like, oh man. And I wouldn't have done that before. I would have been like, yo, this jacket is fly. I'm gonna buy it.
Right.
It was, I literally had to tell the voices, be quiet. You're buying this jacket for a reason.
Exactly.
You're not just buying a jacket. You know, shoes. I have shoes. My wife doesn't even know how much they cost.
But it's good you
and
brought that up. I have a question. This is important because I almost forgot it. Your wife, when you were in the workshop, you'd said, I give her money. I know about the credit cards, but I didn't know what the other things were. So I couldn't even fill out the budget form before. So how was that conversation with her when you're like, hey, honey, I just took this workshop and there's this form, and now that I've signed on for the boot camp, I'm committed, to really plugging in these numbers. What was her response for you, and where are you all now with that?
So her response was, I thought that she was going to give me a hard time, and I don't know why. And she was fine with it. I do have to remind her, because I've reminded her a couple of times. So I have to make the effort to sit down and say, babe, just give me the numbers. Because she told me that everything is on automatic payment. So,
right.
So she's on board. She may not realize how it's going to impact her. Because I'm going to be able, I don't have to show her, but I'm going to be able to show her the total. This is how much I make. This is how much we're putting out. So, one of the things is, like I said, I would just give her X sum, because that's what covers the bills. And that is what my dad did. My dad came home and gave my mother the money. It's learned behavior. Remember, he just gave her the money.
Absolutely.
I used to argue with guys that were like, oh, you give your wife all your money? I'm taking care of the house. Yeah, she can have it.
Correct. Well, again, this is what I've been repeating. It's on your hand, so it's not hard to forget. We make money, we save money, we invest money, we give money, and we spend money. That's it. But what we are taught is we make money, we spend money. The other three, they don't happen. Because what do? We spend most, if not all, of the money, but we say we want to save. We say we want to invest. We say we want to give to the causes that we're passionate about. But we cannot do any of those things because, again, the money came and went. That's one. And two, there's no budget, right? So that's my next question to you. What would you say to someone, what advice would you give to someone who feels stuck or intimidated by budgeting?
So I would say, take the workshop. I would say, when you take the workshop, you got to be honest with yourself. If you're not, it's not going to go anywhere. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest and say, you know what, I'm afraid to look at these numbers because I don't really want to know the total. Just like my credit card bills. I don't want to know the total. They're just there. And as long as I'm maintaining it, they just there. Now, when I saw the total, it really is driving me to do something about it. And I have the tools. You don't have to stay stuck. You definitely, I had to change the behavior. So it's interesting. Since I took the workshop, I've talked to several people, and 2 people was like, yo, look, don't take the consolidation loan. Been there, done that. You said it also. I've been out of debt 2 times, 3 times. And I was like, oh, wow. First of all, I'm not alone. You're not alone. That's another thing that I would tell somebody. There's more people in your situation than you would ever think about because it looks nice on the outside. And so, I remember in school, I was taught if you're in a room and there's 10 people and you're thinking about a question, then ask it, because at least half of the room is thinking about it. It's the same thing.
That is
The
correct.
same thing.
That is correct. And as it relates to the consolidation loan and what you were saying about your mind, it's important for people to understand that the reason that the folks told you, like, been there, done that, is because they do not teach you how to change your behavior. They are saving you. Do you understand? But they are not. It's like saying that, you fell down and I saved you, but I didn't get you any physical therapy to teach you how to walk again. I saved you, but I kept you on the sofa. So guess what you need? Me. You still need me. But if I saved you and then I said, all right, listen, I'm going to take you to the physical therapist, so you're going to learn how to walk again, you're not going to need me. So their system, on the face of it, is helpful for a person who has deft mindset and discipline. But if you don't have that, you just went from paying the credit card people to paying them. And as you said before, once you finish paying everything off, and they're like, hey, Carl, thank you for paying us $250 per month for the last 3 years. Your debt is cleared. What do you think you're going to do? What?
It would have happened before that, because it would have zeroed out all of the credit cards. So the credit card balance would be low, right? The payment that I would be making to this consolidation loan would be lower than I was making to all of the credit cards.
Yep.
And the credit cards would go back up. And I wasn't aware of that before. And something like, again, something in the back of my mind was like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know why I didn't do it, but it would have happened again, because it's the behavior. It's the behavior.
That is it. That is literally what I was looking forward to you saying. It is the behavior. Everything starts and stops on mindset. Because remember when I showed you all the books, I've read them. I've gone to the conferences. I've done all of those things, right? But nobody talked about the tightness in my chest that I felt whenever I thought about doing my finances. The fact that I was ashamed and embarrassed, and I didn't want anybody to know that I'm a grown woman making money, making moves, but that nobody had ever taught me. Again, I was taught how to make money. That's it, right? And everyone thinks that that's it. That is not it. So that right there, for you to say that you had your mindset shift immediately when you were like, first, the old mindset came up and said, no, I can't afford to do this. And then your new one, within the hour that you were even in, that the seeds were already planted and you watered them yourself, you said, I'd have spent this on some shoes.
Easily.
At that moment, the chains are broken. And you have been, and I can testify to this, you have just been watering the seeds, watering the seeds, watering the seeds. And I see that light is so on for you, where every day it seems like you're texting me saying, I have 15 credit cards. I just saw what the balance was. I went to the store, and I'm not just buying because I'm buying for a reason. So if I don't have a reason, then it's going to have to go back on the rack. And hey, I'm communicating this to my wife so that we can work together on this, right? And now I see also historically, traditionally, and because of my family, how I even got this mindset. And now I can create my own money memories and my own money story. That's me. I did that. So saying that, my question to you is, how do you feel about your financial future now compared to before?
May sound cliche, excited, because I can see a bright light at the end of the tunnel. It's not dark. The boot camp taught me to look at these spreadsheets with the money every day. I have a tab that I created that marks my daily spending. So a couple of weeks ago, I think on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I got takeout, right? 3 days in a row. And I love to cook. And I saw how much money I spent. I was like, yo, you can't do that. Not that you can't do that. You don't need to do that because
Mm,
it was like $150 that I didn't need to spend. Um, and now I track. Just now, I went to the store. I can remember. I can remember numbers very easily.
mhm,
Went to the
mhm.
store and I spent some money, and I threw the receipt in the garbage. And I was like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to do that. Would have never done that before." Or I had receipts, and they were for no reason. I literally typed down either at nighttime or in the morning what I
Mm.
spent that day, and it shows me a
Awesome.
total of what I'm spending on what. Because another thing,
Mhm.
Amazon, it'll get you.
Yes,
Because,
Amazon is an addiction for some people.
well, I buy things that I need. I needed an office chair. I bought an office chair. I
Mhm.
bought the past couple of weeks, I've bought stuff on Amazon that I've needed, but I didn't know how much money I was spending on Amazon.
Correct. So you hear what you just said, right? Toilet paper, a chair, shampoo, houseware, house cleaning things. Again, all things that you need. But again, where's your budget? Again, how much are you spending on Amazon? And when you see that, you're either going to go, yes, I do need all of that. That my monthly budget for Amazon is $600 because that's all the toilet paper, all the plastic bags, all the everything that I need. Or you go, oh my God, I don't need all this.
I didn't need that.
And it
Another
should be
thing is
$300.
that this mindset, or fixing my money or paying attention to my money initially, and depends on where you are,
Mhm.
it was a lot of work. And it was also, I guess I want to use the word scary, because I didn't want to see those numbers. And you got to put them all down.
Yes.
And then you got to hit the sum,
Yes.
and you have to see it. And see, so it hasn't even been a month. So, and I realized that it's going to take me maybe 2 or 3 months to understand how much money I'm spending monthly and
Mhm.
then have a budget. I don't even have a budget yet, but I'm spending less money frivolously on nothing.
Yep. Listen, I love to hear when folks have the mindset shift. I love it when the light bulb goes off. And again, you don't even need me. Like I am like supplemental because you took it. It's like it's like you were the third leg of the fourth leg of the race. I passed the baton to you. You took it home. You ran. You kept going. The fact that you modified the sheet, like you were like monthly is good. I want to know what I'm spending every day,
Every
every
day.
week. I want to know that. That is someone who's determined. And for me, I know that now that the light is on, ain't nobody gonna turn it off.
Nah, nah. Um, it's like I've said, I make a very good salary. Um, and along during my career, I've gotten decent raises
Mm-hmm.
and always be like in the head. So I'm living on this. So this extra could be put on the side. Never happened.
Mm.
Never happened.
Yeah, that's why it's
Just
not about the money you make. It's about the money you keep, save,
yeah.
invest, give. It really isn't. We're very impressed when we hear people, and it's folks like you, but it's also so and so got signed by whatever team, and they're going to be making $33 million or $300 million, and everybody's like, ah, but nobody says how much of that is he keeping exactly.
It goes to, if you look at stories of lottery winners, lots and lots and lots and lots of them end
Yep.
up broke because they don't never had a plan. They never had this much money before. They don't even
Correct.
know what to do with it, and they just
Correct.
spend it.
And everybody wants to win the lotto, but nobody says what they're going to do with the money when they get it. No
Mm.
one, like right now, I could say to you, man, I wish I win the lotto. But if you say to me, well, are you prepared to win the lotto?
Mm.
Do you have a plan for the money when you get it? I do myself. But most people, if you tell them that, they look at you like, deer in headlights,
Joke about.
as opposed to saying, oh, I absolutely do. I'm going to pay off my house. I'm going to put in college plans for all of my kids and my grandkids. I am going to purchase real estate. I am going to let this sit here for like 30 days. I'm not going to do nothing with it.
Nothing.
Right? So all of these things, that's what I think. I know exactly what I would do. But most people are like, I'm rich. But guess what? You are not wealthy.
You're not wealthy.
Guess what? You are not wise. Right? So if you see money just as money, then you will spend it.
Rich people yell, wealthy people whisper.
And seen. And seen. That is exactly it. But we are dangled shiny things. Looking at you, hammer time. We are dangled shiny things, and we blow through $70 million, and we don't know how we did that.
They have no idea. And it's the same thing, just on a grander scale.
Correct. And that's what also people say. You know what? When I get more money, I'm going to do this. When I make $1 million, I'm going to handle my money. No, you are not. If you cannot be, you want to be a millionaire, but you cannot be a hundredaire and you can't be a thousandaire. So good luck with being a millionaire, because it's the same movement. This movement of writing checks, $10 check, $10,000 check, $1 million check, it's the same arm, same pen, same movement. So if you're not practicing this with $10, $100, and you can't budget $100, and you can't budget $1,000, and you can't budget $10,000, and you can't budget $100,000, what do you think is going to happen when you get $1 million? You are going to be overwhelmed, and it's going to disappear. Why? If you do not tell your money where to go, it just goes away.
One of the things about the boot camp was that I was very comfortable being myself and being able to be honest. And I thank you for that. Everybody that was in the boot camp shared some stuff that you might not be comfortable sharing, but I had to, and I didn't hesitate because you asked a question, and it made me think, about when I was saying about my dad. I talk about that not frequently, but I've talked about it, but it was different. It brought me to tears. It was different because I was like, whoa, that's what's going on. Again, the light bulb went off. Thank you for that. Thank you.
This is my jam. This is my calling. This is my reason for being created. So thank you, because that inspires me to keep going, to know that. And that is a gift that you've given me that I receive. And for all of the folks watching, I want to give you a gift. I want to do a exercise, and I want you to do it with me, Carl, because clearly now this will be easy for you, right? So this is like just a live exercise in real time. I'm inviting everyone who's watching to write down or think of right now about one belief about money that no longer serves you, and then share the replacement belief that you're going to put. Think about that. I'm going to give an example while you're thinking about it. Example: money slips through my hands. That's old frame of mind. New one: I direct money with clarity and confidence. So I'll do one of mine. I am not good with money. I've never been good with money. That's what I used to say. What I say now: I am learning how to be good with money, and I give myself grace that I was never taught. So what's yours?
I spend money randomly. Now I spend money with a purpose.
Yes. Yes.
There's a purpose.
Yes. I'm not going to be
Even
able
if I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts to get my cold foam cold brew that I also make on my own, so I don't have to go and buy it.
Because that's where you are now. That's where you are in
Yeah,
the program.
yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Once the light has been turned on, nobody can turn it off. Carl, my heart is full and my soul is grateful for you choosing to be here tonight and for everything that you have shared. I cannot wait for all of the people that are going to watch this because, and all the clips, you dropped a bunch of gems that we're going to be putting out. Thank you. I'm so glad that you're in our community. I'm so glad that you are so willing to share. Um, they say that when a person's past is brought before them and they admit that, yes, that was me, that they are truly free.
Mm.
And I brought your past before you, and you said that was me, and you had no problems talking about it. So I know that you are financially liberated.
That now I see why Golden, the lyrics mean so much to me. I
Mm,
didn't, I don't think I understood. I just really was like taking my freedom off the shelf and I'm wearing it around my neck and I'm taking it with me. Um, and it is freedom. It is freedom. Another thing that I really like is the community where we boost each other up because we share it in the chat. Say, hey, this is what I'm going through right now.
yeah.
And like again, we're not alone. All of us are going through the same thing. And when you feel like, oh wow, that's just not me, it just helps you even more. It just helps you even more.
I agree. I agree. As we've been taught and as we've heard multiple times, we do not grow in isolation. We grow in community. And the Focus Fire community is there for that. It is safe. There is no judgment. We just want folks to get past financial freedom to financial liberation. Because with
Mm,
liberation, you move, right? You can be free and still be stuck because of your mindset, right? But liberation is a different lifestyle. So, again, thank you, brother. Thank you for being here with me tonight. I'm excited. And I'm gonna say this, Carl. I am so excited to be on this journey with you because you just started. Like you said, it's only been a month, but I'm gonna have periodic check-ins. I'm gonna have you come back
okay.
to talk about where you
Okay.
are, even if it's quarterly, even if it's twice a year. I think it's important for people to see that this isn't oh, that's a fluke. That just happened, as opposed to this is his lifestyle. He has changed
Mm-hmm.
the way he thinks so that now he's changing the way he lives. So is as a man thinketh, so is he. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you so very
Thank
much.
you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, don't make me cry on this live. Okay. Don't make me cry. For those folks who are on and heard this mindset shift, this little exercise, just from saying, this is what I used to think, and this is how I'm thinking now, how powerful that is, I would like to offer you our a money mindset freebie. All you have to do is go to my website, focusfire.life, and fill out the contact us form, and in the subject line, just put mindset, and I will send you the 7-day mindset change that you can just take for yourself, and you can see how powerful that it is. So, thank you, Carl, for sharing your story. Thank you for encouraging our audience to take action and sign up for our next 4 keys to master your money without a budget that you hate, that is happening this Saturday. So you can go to our website and see all of the Saturdays that are listed. You can choose the one that is the best for you. So I'm just excited that you are here and that we had this conversation. So again, go to focusfire.life and see what everything that we have to offer and join in this community and come to the workshop, register for the boot camp. Come be in a community that's going to help you not just survive, but thrive.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Carl. Thank you,
Because I'm going to
everybody.
be thriving. I'm thriving already.
All right. As we say here, money talks, BS walks. And we are liberated. Thank you for joining us for the Focus Fire Fireside Chat, and we will see you next time. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you. Bye-bye.